All right, guys, here we go. So we told you so. We tried to tell you so. Listen, ICE was not going to stop at the immigrants. First of all, they never even went after the hardcore criminals. They immediately just started going after guys looking for work at Home Depot. But that's not where they started, or that's not where they were going to end, right? We tried to tell you this. Listen, just the other day, we had a raid of a couple of hundred ICE, FBI, ATF, Homeland Security, rappelling out of a Black Hawk helicopter, okay, down into a neighborhood in Chicago, a middle-class neighborhood in Chicago, in a predominantly Black African-American neighborhood. U.S. citizens, people whose families been in this country since the slave days, right? You would think that you wouldn't want to do this. It's a bad look. You have guys dressed up like they're military, and this was not the military. This is a paramilitary that is now going after U.S. citizens. You can't make this stuff up. Check this out. We got 300 ICE goons, some of them rappelling from Black Hawk helicopters, pulled all residents of the apartment complex from their homes at 10 p.m. Monday night in Chicago. They broke down doors, smashed windows, ransacked homes, destroyed property, and confiscated electronics. And listen, I seen some of the pictures, and I'm going to show you some of them. Like, this was no knock raids, no warrant, no nothing. And this is ICE. ICE has no authority over United States citizens. And their claim is that they were going after a couple high-profile Trinidad de Agra, none of which were apprehended, none of which were in any kind of way living in this neighborhood. Again, African-American, not some Venezuelan neighborhood, right? Check out this story from ABC News, Channel 7 there in Chicago. This is crazy.
I spoke to one woman who actually lives in this building, and she says she was detained by ICE agents overnight, and she says they took everyone and then asked questions later.
They just treated us like we were nothing.
Wait a minute, does she sound like Trinidad de Agra? Does she sound or even look like she's from Venezuela? Nope.
Tissue Fisher says she came out to the hallway of her apartment complex on the corner of 75th and South Shore Drive in her nightgown around 10 Monday night, only to find ICE agents yelling police.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face. They asked my name and my date of birth and asked me did I have any warrants, and I told them no, I didn't.
She says she was then handcuffed and released around 3 a.m. Fisher says she was told if anyone had any kind of warrant out for them, even if it was unrelated to immigration, they would not be released.
Wait a minute, so when did ICE start doing warrants for people, for American citizens? When did that become a thing? When did they even get that authority? Because Congress certainly didn't give it to them.
Citizen App video shows the chaotic scene overnight.
Look at there, budget truck. They're showing up in budget trucks, man. This is so crazy.
Neighbors tell us there were dozens of ICE agents. Neighbors like Ebony Watson says they ducked for cover as they heard several flashbangs go off.
They was terrified. The kids was crying. People was screaming. They looked very distraught. I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner. Because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip tied to each other. That's all I kept asking. Where's the morality? Where's the human? One of them literally laughed. He was standing right here. He said, them kids.
Watson says budget trucks and military-style vans were used to separate parents from their children. Other neighbors say they saw agents destroying property to get in the building.
And they had a big 15-inch.
What was the point in blowing that window out? This is crazy. This is a paramilitary attack on U.S. citizens with no warrants, no judges involved, just pure terrorizing a democratic city because Donald Trump knows that he lost Chicago. So he's going to punish them with a paramilitary. Is this America anymore? Are we in America? Are we in Venezuela? Are we under Hugo Chavez now? Or whoever the guy is in charge over there now?
Chainsaw with a round blade on it, cutting this fence down. We're under siege. We're being invaded by our own military.
The FBI did confirm this morning that they did help the U.S. Border Patrol carry out a targeted immigration enforcement
Yeah, targeted immigration enforcement. It was targeted against U.S. citizens. Oh my God, this is so insane, man. This is so insane. I don't get it. Check this out over here.
Do you see that hundreds of agents raided an apartment complex in Chicago in the middle of the night, taking children out naked and detaining black U.S. citizens? This happened around...
Those are armored personnel carriers. Guys hanging on the side of them like they're special forces. Like this is the global war on terror or something. Just going into a black neighborhood and just kicking in doors. Check, it gets worse.
1 a.m. at a large apartment complex in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago. Over 300 agents from ICE, FBI, ATF, and other agents showed up to the apartment complex. They came with helicopters, some people saying they saw Black Hawk helicopters, and it seems like they also came hidden in budget and U-Haul trucks. Officials from the government said that they did this because they were looking for 6 high-priority targets, including suspected members of Tren de Aragua, even though they never showed a warrant while they were there, and they have not confirmed if they actually detained anyone that is a member of Tren de Aragua. Agents went into nearly all of the 100 apartments that were in the complex. They were busting down doors and...
What's the point in destroying these people's homes? These are American citizens. No warrant. Just busting in. This isn't a violation of the Constitution on so many levels. This is criminal. Listen, Democrats in Congress, if you need any excuse to impeach Donald Trump and throw out this disgusting government, here you go. Here you go. Because he's building a paramilitary that rivals the Gestapo.
And dragging people out of their beds. There are reports of kids being zip-tied and being taken out buck naked. Black residents who are U.S. citizens also said that they were dragged out of their apartments. They were held at gunpoint, asked to give their name, date of birth, and asked if they had any warrant. They also separated people, black people in one van and immigrants in the other van. Reports say that between 30 to 40 people were disappeared that night. Activists are trying to figure out who were the people that were disappeared since the government is not giving any information on the individuals. This raid should be a reminder that they're coming for all of us. Look, white supremacists have done a great job of separating the black and Latino community, especially during the last election. They separated us so then they can come and hunt us down. They don't care about any of us because of the color of our skin. And to any white people seeing this and say, not my problem, remember Donald Trump just said that U.S. cities should be training grounds for the military. And they're starting, as always, with black and brown bodies. They're moving to everyone next, white people included. I'm sorry this is happening to our communities, but we need to stick together. Like I've
agreed 100% on that, man. Listen, I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. This should outrage you. And if this doesn't outrage you, if you're one of those crazy MAGA nuts who thinks that this is a good thing, who thinks that this is what you voted for, you're not American, man. You're always telling us who disagree with you, whether it's conservatives, centrists like me, or left wing, that if we stand up against this, we should just get out of this country. No, you're the one who should get out of this country. Donald Trump should get out of this country. Elon Musk should get out of this country. Because what is happening right now is so anti-American. So anti-American. This country has struggled for hundreds of years to throw off the cloak of slavery, to throw off the stealing and raping and pillaging Native Americans' lands, to throw off racism and Jim Crow era laws, to be able to get to a point where everybody can be treated equally. And it's still not there. Even before Trump, it wasn't there. But it's closer than it ever was. And then Trump comes back in and he takes us straight into Nazi Germany 1930s. Because that's what this is. It is the playbook. Go and read the Project 2025. It is straight out of the Mein Kampf from Hitler. This is scary times, guys. Scary times. And look, it's so... You can't even tell these. They all put police on there. ICE is not police. The military are not police. The FBI are not police. The FBI are agents, and they have to put FBI on there. Homeland Security. They shouldn't even be out here. But their jackets are supposed to be something else. Now, they just slap police on there. Now you don't know who these people are, what agency they work for, if at all. Crazy. Christopher Miller says, what I don't understand is where are the lawsuits, warrantless entries, mass arrests with no basis, property damage, kids terrified. The amount of damage accumulated must be staggering. And there's no mainstream media covering this. Where is the outrage from the mainstream media? This should be plastered on ABC, CNN, NBC, MSNBC, and even Fox News. This should be on every major network. Nothing. Zip. Nada. If you don't understand that the mainstream media is in on this, you are missing the boat, man. They are, all those mainstream medias, who do you think owns them? The Ellisons, the Murdochs, they're all in on this. They want this. This is why you can't trust mainstream media, guys, because they won't show you this stuff. They won't show it to you. Hope says they raided an apartment building overnight, zip-tied naked children, then separated their residents into buses by race. Nazi Germany, separating the women from the men, the children from the women. That's next. They're already building the internment camps. This was an assault on Black and Latino Chicagoans targeted by ICE is testing a Gestapo technique here to see what happens next. Hope says, I'm in Chicago and having a tough time not seeing the ICE occupation for exactly what it looks like. Gestapo, secret police, SS. That is what they are building right now. And it's crazy because you look at all of these Latinos, Asians, and African Americans who have gone and joined this ICE stuff. How long do you think that's going to last? Once they achieve their goal, you're next. You think you're safe because you work for him? We just had a guy who works for Homeland Security, who's lawfully married to an immigrant. She's a green card holder. They just snatched his wife up for no reason and have her, he doesn't even know where she is. Can't even find her. They won't tell him. And they're going to deport her for nothing. Nothing. And this dude worked for Homeland Security, but he's Latino. All these dudes that are working for these agencies right now that are taking a part of this, you're just there because they need the muscle. The second they don't need you anymore, you're gone. You will be disappeared. Your family will be in those concentration camps. I guarantee it. So keep thinking that, oh yeah, I'm one of the gang. I'm with them. It's that thin blue wall, even though you're not even real cops. Brandon says it's crazy how ICE was in Chicago in the middle of the night, flashbanging apartments, grabbing everyone, even black people. Not only is it illegal, but it's a violation of everyone's rights. And people are supposed to be okay with this? It's inhumane. F ICE, F Trump. Kevin, details of South Shore raid from local reporter. I had to turn off my ad blocker for it to even load. South Shore is a middle-class, mostly black neighborhood on lakefront about 2 miles south of where I live. What the F did they think that they were doing? Nat, ICE agents storming black neighborhoods in Chicago at 10 p.m., detaining everyone, telling those with warrants they weren't being released even though it wasn't immigration related, and throwing flash bombshell into buildings. That's effing insane. So remember, when y'all were saying that you didn't care about ICE because they were only going after the Latino dad, oh well, they did a midnight raid in Chicago last night and was gathering black Americans. It's almost like We told y'all this was going to happen. And that's why you should care. And that's why every white American who does not agree with what Trump is doing, if you're conservative, even if you voted for this dude, this should scare you. This should make you want to unite with your black and your brown American fellow citizens and everyone that is in this land of the free, whether they're an immigrant or not. The American people that you need to unite together. Knowledge is power. Follow us over on our Substack. Link is down in the description.